Hey, Simon Whale here, Chief Kerfuffle here with our exclusive series of conversations with Peter Knight of EA Masters fame. How are you, Peter?
I'm excellent again, Simon. Thank you.
You are. Consistently every week, you're fantastically good. It's nice.
Sweet. Well,
need that uplifting.
being here with you again just gives me that
I get that.
positive vibe.
I think you said it's a big improvement on the Josh Fegan series you did a couple of years ago. So there you are, Josh.
We're not allowed to mention that.
He can't come over for the next few months, don't worry. Peter, these are all about really just trying to give people a bit of a flavour, a taste of what the great content that's already been discussed at EA Masters, the digital events, the physical events still to come in October. Today we're talking about the marketing pyramid. So coming from Stockport, we have got a pyramid, but it's a very different talk. Just take us through what you mean by that.
So what I've found over the years, and you kindly referenced the previous time in the book I wrote on marketing. I come from a marketing background, and what I've found, particularly with estate agents, is that for me they look at the wrong end of the pyramid. So what do I mean by that? In simple terms, I've divided marketing in terms of the actual solutions into three pieces: essentials, nice to haves, wows, asterisks.
You're leading me down a line here. So what's the asterisk for?
Well, I'll come to that in a moment. But the key thing is this: what happens is that sometimes an agent will see something or have an idea. And they'll literally wake up and go, wow, I've got this idea. And that's what they pursue.
Yes.
However, if they were to actually focus their energy first and foremost on the essentials, right? And the essentials are often for them not quite as exciting.
Can I jump in straight away here? This absolutely resonates with me. You know, obviously my background's in CRM. It's not exciting, is it, CRM? But it genuinely is the foundation of businesses, and the amount of agents that put sticking past on their business, bit of tiny prop tech here, without solving that basic element, is staggering.
I'm not going to state here, certainly not here, that there aren't things which are wows. Okay, there are, but if people, for example, start experimenting with, let's say, social media in a certain way, but they haven't exhausted their database, right? It's the wrong way round. They've got it the wrong. I'm not saying, by the way, you can't create amazing social campaigns. Of course you can.
Yep.
But that, to my mind, is the icing on the cake. You've got to first and foremost work the essentials. And by the way, that includes, if you've got a branch office in a high street, use it, maximise it. If your boards, people, perhaps they're thinking old school here, but boards are still a fundamentally important marketing attribute. Often, though, they're not seen necessarily in that way. So the essentials, and by the way, I now include Rightmove is an essential, in my opinion. They are sponsors of the EA Masters, so I accept the biased criticism, but I think it is an absolute essential. The key is, how do you include Rightmove and your database and your boards and your branches and get all of that joined up before you then move to the nice to haves, right? You asked me about the asterisks. Wow's asterisks. The asterisk is for the note at the bottom of the marketing pyramid. Whims. Wows or whims. So often what people wake up in the middle of the night thinking, wow, I've got this idea, is actually a whim. It's a
I always get the analogies wrong. A shiny butterfly.
Yeah. chasing rainbow. I call it rainbow chasing. It's this sort of idea that there's going to be some magic at the end of it, pot of gold, whatever. Occasionally there might be, but more often than not, there's not. And here's the thing:
I think you have to challenge yourself as well, don't you? Quite often those shiny things are the gut instinct ones you want to get straight away.
Yeah,
you need to step out.
My experience, Simon, suggests that ultimately, the majority of estate agents are small businesses, right? They don't have unlimited resources. So therefore, they've got to deploy their time and energy and effort and finances in the ways that are going to give them the best return. So this is why I always try to help our members, Property Academy, to say, what are the essentials that you must get right? Okay, once you've done that, and you've got processes in place to ensure that they're continuously being updated, what are the nice to haves, right? That's next. And then when you wake up in the middle of the night with that idea, ask yourself this question, give it a 24-hour sort of gap. And just because what happens often, an owner will come in charging into the business. I've got this idea, right? Let's do this, blah blah blah, and it throws everybody into complete confusion.
The staff do this. Oh, here we go again.
Yeah, the weekly whim. right? That's what they used to call it when I was like that.
Tied it back together. You see how
and that's the piece. So what we're looking at when we go into the innovation hall and when we attend the conference at EA Masters is we're looking to find things which are, how can I deliver the essentials? So it's not just about new shiny stuff.
No.
We've got a lot of that. Some of it is extraordinarily good and it is a wow. There's no question about that.
Yeah.
But I'm also keen for estate agents to make sure that they're getting their essential components organised and properly delivered on. That's where they'll make their money.
We haven't spoke about this, but I find it really interesting. You keep talking about this essentials. We have actually now branding on Kerfuffle what we call our essentials range. You know, literally, if you were starting up an agency, these are pretty much the no-brainers in terms of, and you've mentioned a few of them there. What I think is fascinating, of course, Kerfuffle famously, we want to be whole of market, but those essentials range are a huge part, 90% of them, all in your innovation lounge there, and unsurprisingly there. So you can save yourself a hell of a lot of time and energy. Yes, do come via Kerfuffle for all the normal advice and everything else, and we'll tell you which ones work nicely, but go and spend the time there because you really will get your bang for your buck, won't you?
Completely, and look, you know, the exhibition hall is open every day of the EA Masters, and of course it will be open live as well on November the 3rd. But there's so many amazing products and services to go and see, and some of them, you know, some of them are products and services that have been updated that might not have been right for an agency a year, 2, 3 years ago, but actually have updated and changed.
That happens often, doesn't it? Actually, you know, it's ahead of the curve.
Exactly.
God, I love this industry. Thank you, Peter.
Cheers,
Catch
mate.
up soon.
Thanks.